my household is in trouble when my kids start going, Dad, what's for dinner? And the cold season is here and the flu season is around the corner, so we've got some answers for you. First of all, tissues.
Okay, yes.
You want to give them and wash their hands. We also have nutritionist and fitness trainer Danette May here. She's here to show us how we can help boost the immunity system, not only for ourselves, but for our kids. Some good foods to eat.
Right.
Right.
So what are some of the immune-boosting foods that we should be giving our families?
I love this because really you can actually get these things at your grocery store and fight the common cold and flu. It's not cold weather that makes us sick. It has to do with vitamin D, that we're getting lack of sunshine, and also we're not getting enough of these foods. So I want to go through them really quick. We've got ginger, lemon, garlic, obviously your leafy greens, that's always a must too, and then kombucha and kefir, which may not be known as much.
What is kombucha?
Kombucha is a fermented tea, and it's loaded with probiotics, which basically decreases the inflammation that happens in our gut. So probiotics are very good, and kefir is kind of the same thing. It's like a fermented milk, so even if you're lactose intolerant, you can have kefir because it's about 99% lactose-free because of the fermentation that occurs.
Is it like a yogurt then?
Yes, and it's delicious. It's delicious.
I'm not a big ginger guy, but it's so important, isn't it, for our system?
It is so important, and you can hide it in things. Maybe you've had a dish that had too much ginger in it, but I use it in dishes, and it just gives a little bit of a sweet taste to your food.
I've introduced it, if I juice a little bit, I'll put some in for juicing purposes.
Juicing
you make a tea out of it, too. I peel and put it in hot water.
Yeah, and garlic. I think that we kind of forget that we need to have garlic. As soon as I feel like that scratchy sore throat, I load up on garlic.
What do you mean you load up on garlic? Do you have it raw?
You can have it, no. Some people do. I personally don't want to eat my garlic raw, or no one would kiss me, right?
So how do you incorporate garlic into your diet without getting that effect of the smell?
You can either take garlic capsules, or I just throw it into my dishes, because garlic is wonderful in your dishes, right? So really thinking consciously, okay, I'm going to put it in my cooking for the day. Is
it all right to cook it, or do you have to consume it raw or eat it raw?
There's debate on that. I say get it any way you can get it. So throw it in your dishes and all of that.
These are all that are going to boost our immune system and all of this stuff, right? What about our supplements and whatnot? What do we want to look for in that?
Yeah, in a supplement, you want to make sure that, one, it has vitamin D, it has your B vitamins, and a multi is your best option, and probiotics. And so something like Alive, where it has loaded with fruits and vegetables, your B vitamins, and your vitamin D.
Explain to us why vitamin D is so vital and important.
Vitamin D is really immune. It's what we get from natural. You want to get it from the sun. That's your natural best way to get vitamin D. What happens during the winter months is the sun is rotating, and so actually those rays are not as strong, and so it's harder for our immune system to get that vitamin D. But it's really, really important to not just stay inside. That actually there's proven evidence that once you go outside, even in the winter months, you're boosting your immune system, no matter whether it's cold or warm.
Well, you know, the conflicting reports, stay out of the sun, stay out of the sun, put the sunscreen on, but 15 minutes a day in the sun, in direct sunlight is okay.
Absolutely. There's so many hosts of problems, and that's a whole nother segment about putting too much sunscreen on. You definitely want 15 minutes at the minimum. If you have darker skin, like I'm looking at your skin tone, you could go up to 30 minutes without any sunscreen, which is super beneficial to your health.
We talked about in the beginning of the show, foods that can actually weaken our immune system.
Yes. So foods that I absolutely stay away from is refined sugar, your like white table sugar, and white and wheat flours. I think people think, oh, wheat flour is healthy, but actually it's not. So for example, you want to really stay away from that. It causes inflammation in the gut, so the immune system's trying to fight that inflammation and not taking care of all the bugs that are hitting you.
Well, the inflammation, I heard Dr. Berman say before too, that inflammation causes something.
Can lead to cancer.
Something that does to the cells, inflammation in cells.
Yeah, and you know, sugar is just like this breeding ground, especially for cancer. It breeds bacteria. It's like a little host. So it's like saying, if you want to really get a bug, or you want to get all these other diseases, take a teaspoon of sugar, which is in wheat flour.
But see, then I reach for the sweets. I like sweets.
So I made you guys some chocolate chip cookies. I want you to try them. They're flourless. They're in my recipe book, and you don't notice the
coconut
difference.
in here?
There's coconut and almond butter and just a little bit of natural
what
honey.
What holds these together that they're not? There's no flour in them.
I know, isn't that amazing?
Oh.
Yeah, and then also pumpkin bread. You don't have to give up these things that we love, especially during the holidays. You just gotta know what to use to be healthy, and you can look and feel your best. That's the most powerful thing.
These are insane. What are these?
This is the show that I gained 12 pounds on today.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
These are the same cookies. It's funny because I put the dough in the fridge, put them out to bake them, and they made that shape versus this shape.
Yeah, room temperature.
Recipes including many of these immune boosting foods.
Oh,
you can
fat fighting,
yeah, fat fighting, really great stuff.
These are good.
Ebook, Eat, Drink, and Shrink at DanetteMay.com. Go check it out. There's the book. There's Danette.
I want some tea.
We say thank you for coming by and helping us with ginger tea with it. Up next, we're going to sit down with a celebrity wedding planner, David Tutera, and we're going to get some gossip on a few bridezillas and maybe some tips for your wedding.